everybody that's watching. Just started streaming this. This is the eye patch for the Poolverine Helmet I've been working on. So far I have the top and lower half of the helmet made so far. And I went with the eyes for this print. The cool thing about the model I picked up from 3D is they have a lot of different eye combos. I'm just going with the default eye right now. We'll see how it looks. It's about a 4-hour print. Gonna be printing both eyes. So is that better, Mark? I lowered the music. I need to get a better mic. This thing does not pick up that well. Testing. Oh, yeah, there we go. Let me just lower this music. Max out the mic. There we go. But yeah, it's Poolverine. I bought the model from DL3D, and there's a lot of cool eye patches. Now, I turned the music way down, so you might not hear it at all. There we go. Now, at least in OBS, it has music going. Yeah, normally, I don't talk too much during my streams. I just sit back and chill. But want to talk a little bit today, see how everybody's doing. What I really need to do is I have my Pixel earbuds. I tested them out earlier, and when I put my Mando helmet on, the audio quality is not that bad. So, a future stream idea I'm thinking about. I just need to rearrange my setup because I can't get good camera quality distance right now with how my office / workspace is. Oh, nice. You're working on that? Yeah, this is just Logitech 920. I've had sitting around for years. And I'm able to have it go through OBS, so it works out well. So you stopped and work on the pip droid for a little bit to focus on that then, huh? So I know you've been working on that pip droid a lot lately. Oh, I hate when that happens. When you think you have enough filament for something, and you turn around and look, and it's like, I need more. Uh-oh, printer's kicking up the speed. Let me know if you hear printer background noise. Actually, right now, I'm printing the new Polymaker Panchroma black. I know it's not the most exciting color for Panchroma, but I need some extra black for this project. And the new print speeds on the Panchroma were really impressive, so I wanted to give it a try. too many projects. Yeah, I've been trying to stream me printing this Poolverine helmet, and I probably could have had it done a day or two ago. I was trying to get it all on stream, so. Oh, nice. Yeah, I at least had to try one roll of the new Panchroma formula to see how it is. This is the first time printing with it, actually. No tuning. I just sent it under the default Polymaker Polylight profile in Bamboo Studio. See how it's gonna work. I want to see how that looks printed because I have I think 4 of the other Starlight colors, and I really like them. And I seen the Mars came out when they had the new lineup. I'm curious how that's gonna look. And I think I really want to try the Celestial series next. Actually, my daughter wants a Mando helmet for herself. I think I'm gonna do a Bo-Katan helmet, and she wants it in lavender. I think the Celestial purple will work really good for that. Because right now, it's like every other day, she comes into the office, grabs the helmet, puts it on, and just walks out for an hour. I'm like, okay, have fun. So I want to get her own helmet printed, and she can be part of the process and everything too. You know, and I have a pretty big noggin, so that Mando helmet on her head is just huge. It's like 3-4 times the size of her actual head. Yeah, and the cool thing about this model I bought from DO3D is it's like a combo model where I got a lot of the files. Like I can do the skeletal jaw as well. Then I obviously have the Wolverine ears or the default side panels for Deadpool. Then, oh, I don't know, I think 6, 7 different eyes like this. I just want the default one. I was really impressed with all the different options they give you. Yeah, like I've never actually bought a helmet model before. It's my first time. I wanted to see, you know, what kind of stuff they're offering, the different models, and everything. And I'm really impressed with the files. They're really super high detail, too. Like, you can tell they definitely took their time with these. And another thing I like these models is a lot of them are textured based or have texture, so they can hide the layer line. Like I'm printing at 0.2 right now, and looking at the other prints I've already done, you can't even see the layer lines because of the texturing, which I really love. So I don't think I'm gonna have to do any post processing unless something major happens. Maybe a clear coat, or if I want to do some weathering on it, but if I want like a metal finish or something, I think, and I wanted to hide the layer lines, I definitely have to do some post-processing for like a non-textured surface. Actually, let me show the two pieces I've done so far. I'll throw them in front of the camera. A few. I've done that one before, trust me. Okay, let me show you the two pieces I have made for this already. Might have not been the best angles. Not much room between the webcam and the printer. Had to squeeze it in there. Oh, I know. Like, there are so many free models out there. Like, it's amazing. I know the Mando helmet I printed last weekend. That was actually a free file on MakerWorld, and it printed just fine. But for this, I really couldn't find a free option that I really liked, so I went ahead and spent a few dollars on this. Yeah, I need to go through my prints folder on my desktop and sort out the files. Oh, it 100% was. I commented on your comment. 100% was from Monday Makes. And that's when I was just starting getting into making content. I'm like, this is cool. I'll make a video on it. I just like to... Most things I print, or anything that's cool that I really like when I print it, I'll try and make some kind of content for it. At least with my shorts. Just did a little experiment video with PETG interface layers. Need to do another follow-up video for different geometries, though. The geometry I had was pretty simple for that, and I'm curious how it would work with different geometries. Yeah. Well, then, you know, in the slicer, you know, you spend like 20 minutes to an hour rotating it to get it to print perfect. Maybe some less supports, maybe more supports. Just find that perfect angle. Then if it's a structural print, You know, then you gotta factor in the layer lines. Like, which way would the part be the strongest? Yeah. I mean, most of my prints really aren't structural prints that don't need to hold up a whole lot. So, I don't really have that issue myself. um, about the most structural part I made was an AMS riser for the P1S. Because right now you can't really see it in the stream, but on top of the printer, I have a PETG riser that I add an LED strip to. This is a low profile riser because the default lighting on the P1S is less than desirable. And I was using a ring light, and I had propped up there weird, and it fell over half the time. So I finally just picked up some PETG and printed a low profile riser. Yeah, the one I went with, I didn't want to mess with any of the wiring in the printer itself, so it has it just plugs into the wall, one of the LED strips that you can plug right into your wall outlet. I didn't want to mess with wiring at all. Like, if something breaks, I'll fix it. But, like, I'm not going to be the one that, like, adds all of these mods to my printer unless I need to. That's just how I am. Now, granted, some of those mods I've seen on printers are really cool. Like, all the decked out enders. Oh, those things just look amazing. You're not the only one that's gonna be getting a larger bamboo printer if it comes out. That thing, I think it's gonna be hard to get. Like, there's gonna be such a demand for it. Even if it has a higher price point, I still think, with the track record that Bamboo has had across their lineup, demand's gonna be through the roof for a printer like that. I was watching some videos on the Prusa XL the other day, and that is such a nice machine. Way out of my budget. Like, I can't justify spending that kind of money on an XL with all the tool heads, but it's a beautiful machine to watch print. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of printers coming out, or at least announced by the end of the year. uh, or be like me. I have like collections in all the websites. Like my Thingiverse collection is probably up to like 300-400 items. Maker World's, 1,000 plus probably. It's like, yeah, I have a video idea for this, or this is really cool. Yeah, and pretty soon here, I think K2s are gonna start to be delivered in a few months. Hey, Gapt. Yeah, once the K2 gets into the hands of some end users, I'm really curious how that thing's gonna be end up printing. And that's the cool thing. Like, I think Bamboo has really forced everybody in the market to level up their game when it comes to new printers. So, and I think we're seeing that now. Look at the K2. Like, it has a multi-material unit, a huge print bed. I mean, and from what I've seen in the early release stuff, it looks pretty good. I mean, I won't comment on it right now because I haven't actually seen it in action. But like the stuff I have seen that Creality has put out looks good. Then like this Panchroma line that Polymaker just came out with, like I think it's replacing. Is it replacing their general Polylight line? I think I'm not exactly sure, but like the base speeds in this their regular Panchroma, I think it's like up to 400 ms per second, and like that alone's amazing just for their base. So like Filament's like really stepping up the game too. I mean, it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, heck, isn't I need to take a look at the polysonic speeds, but I'm curious what the Polylight Panchroma, whatever you want to call it now, their speeds, what their the new the Panchroma regular versus like polysonic speeds are. I haven't really looked into that. That'd be something to look into later. Yeah, so far, this Panchroma Black's printing pretty well so far. I haven't noticed any issues with it yet. Well, let me get a close-up look at it. Yeah, so far so good. Speaking about new formulas, I really want to try out the new Bamboo PETG high flow. That looks really cool too. The only PETG I have is electric blue Polymaker I picked up for my AMS riser a few weeks ago. I 99.9% print PLAs right now. But that's one of the reasons I did pick up the P1S over the big A1 is if I wanted to, if I need to, I can print those more advanced filaments with this machine, with the enclosure and everything, so I have that option. Like, if I was like just going to be printing in PLAs and PETGs, I think I would have went the A1. Yeah, once I get this office rearranged, I think I'm gonna do some different style of live streams. Right now, this is the only style I can do is a close-up of the printer. Just don't have the right angles to do anything else. But I definitely need to rearrange this office, maybe get a second table. And I think I can do some more in front of the camera live streams. I just really can't do that right now of how this office is set up. It's a small office, and I gotta figure out the best way to rearrange it. My backlog of videos to edit is starting to build. I've been doing a lot of filming, but not a lot of editing lately. Speaking about filming, let me take a look. Did I make that video public yet? Let's go to studio. Yes, that video is public. Was doing some testing with PLA, but using a PETG interface layer. It was on a flat surface, so testing might be skewed a little bit. I think I want to test again with like rounded surfaces and more organic type surfaces to see how it'd work. It's something I'm trying to work up to, Mark. And it would 100% be with the Manda helmet on. What's the question? Are you talking about like video game type? You have to move the grip around. Are you talking like a video game controller or like I'm like holding a video game controller? Would it be better to have the button at index finger, pull to top, thumb push? Now I'm picturing this in my head. Hold on. Oh, okay. Like the old RCs, the old RC cars. Um, I mean, it depends what it's for. Is the button gonna be controlling anything, or is it just a push button? If it's just a generalized button, I'm gonna say at the index finger, because that reminds me a lot of the old Nintendo 64 controllers, and I really like those. Because the Z button right there on the Nintendo 64 controllers, I'd be holding it in my left hand, my index finger would be on that trigger button right there. Yeah, I'm thinking like old Nintendo 64 controllers right now, how I used to hold on to them. They're sort of similar to a pistol grip, like with that type of airplane or helicopter control. And I'm thinking of repetitive motion. I think it'd be easier to use my index finger than my thumb. But that's just me. Maybe I'm just weird, I don't know. Well, I'm 100% weird. But how weird? That's debatable. Yeah, I'm thinking index finger. Oh. Okay. I'm Googling it just to make sure, because I can't think. I know, I remember, I picture the scene in my head from the movies, but I can't exactly remember what they look like, so give me a quick second. Yeah, I'm still gonna say index finger. That's just me, though. Like, I can see the benefit of the both, either having it on the thumb or the index finger. Like, from an ergonomics perspective, personally, I think I like the index finger a little bit more. But if you're gonna have to move it to activate it, the thumb might be better from that aspect, for you don't get misfires. I mean, you're designing it. You can do whatever you want, Mark. Are they gonna do the same thing? Or could this lead to other controls down the road? I mean, they're parallel buttons. I mean, that wouldn't be too much extra wiring for that. The only issue I can think of if they do the same thing is people might get confused. Oh, options are never a bad thing. I could see that leading to somebody trying to mash both buttons at the same time, or like in sequence, like boom, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If it's like a high button mash type thing you're doing, I don't know what you're actually working on, but unless you have, unless there's some kind of like input limit you can put in there. Yeah, because I can see with different size hands where a thumb switch might work better than an index finger switch. So if you have both of them on there, I think you might be able to cater to a larger audience, you know, a larger users, more people. Because what feels natural to me might not feel natural to the person next to me. Is this gonna double for the TIE Fighter too? Sounds interesting. Oh, that would be a cool idea for the TIE Fighter. You have like you have to print that and get wired up. Then you can see like it fires out lasers. Oh, that'd be so cool. Put a fog machine. If LM, when he finally gets around to building that thing, have a fog machine going out in front of it, and have it firing lasers, and you can control with that, the control of that. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I don't think you'd have to completely wire it up. You could probably have some kind of wireless transmission to fire the lasers from the cockpit, though. That way we don't have to run wires all the way down. Just have it on some kind of wireless transmitter. Is it really open source then? Like, the whole point of open source is to share and people to, modify or build on. At least in the spirit of open source. Now that's a good question, Mark. If you had fiber optic cables hung up, you wouldn't need the fog machine for the lasers to show up. It's something to think about, because it would look cool if it works. How to get it to work, I'm not sure on. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Now I'm trying to think what color were the TIE Fighter lasers in Star Wars. I want to say red, but it could have been green? I don't know. Having a laser effect just makes everything cooler. So, or just lights in general adds a coolness factor to stuff. I'd imagine that wouldn't be as hard just because that type of stuff's probably, people have been making that kind of stuff for years and years. You could probably find something, some documentation on that kind of stuff. Was just checking the quality of the print. So far, this new Panchroma black is printing amazing. It's gonna be interesting to see how. I really want to see it when it's finished. Open new tab in private/incognito. It probably thinks you're a web crawler or a scraper trying to get all their data. Oh, I know you wouldn't do that, but your behavior probably looks a lot like that. You know you have a problem when you're browsing 3D models and the web page thinks you look like a bot. Speaking about problems, I'm gonna have to expand on my filament storage solutions here pretty soon. My Walmart shoe rack is at capacity. I might just buy another one, and that'll give me let's see how many spools are in each one of those. About 20 more. Basically, about 20 more rolls. Filament, spools, rolls, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, the Wolverine ears for this print. It's gonna be like a 10-hour print for me. So I'd probably start that. I need to figure a good time to start that to show it on stream. But I still have the back piece of this helmet to print. Actually, that's a 2-hour print. I'll probably do that tonight. Yeah, get those tracking cookies out of there. I'm just... Oh, it's too funny, Mark. I'm controlling my laughing right now, trust me, but I'm almost full dead on laughing, like really hard right now. Oh. So it's either it's something the tracking cookies that have you blocked, or they might have done a temporary IP block on you. One of the two. And if they have an IP block, if you have a VPN, just spin that thing up and you should be able to get around it. Like, Cultist has some really cool models on it. I'm just not the biggest fan of how their interface is laid out. I think it was Cultist where I found a really cool model from a character from Has Been Hotel. I think that was Cultist I found that model on. It's been a while since I printed it. You know, if I had better ventilation in my print space, my office, I would so get a resin printer, because there's some of those miniatures and models are amazing. Like, I think that'd be really cool and fun to play with that stuff. It's just ventilation. Same reason I really wouldn't be able to print ABS. I mean, I could probably rig something up for ventilation in here. And especially if I move my office around, I can move the printer right next to the window. Something to think about. When's the... Wow. I don't think my boot drive has that many gigabytes. Now, granted, I've had my SSD for my boot drive for the longest time. Oh. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I definitely need to rearrange the office. I'm just trying to find and think about the best way to do it. $90 gigs. That's almost as big as the Call of Duty updates. I know sometimes I'll get a little carried away, and I'll have like, you know, 5, 6 bamboo slicers open, and that will just tank my performance on my machine. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I just had a laughing fit there for a second. Uh, still funny. Now, Mark's computer, on the other hand, yeah, that's a good question. Uh, can you hear me? Miranda, hello. Oh, if it makes you feel better, Mark, a few months ago I had to go through and just... I should have probably just wiped my drive, but I went through and removed so much old stuff from it. When it's working, you don't think about it. Until something stops working. That's funny. Until something stops working with your machine, you really don't think about it too much. But you know, I guess a good analogy is just like how you have to change the oil in your car every whatever the manufacturer says. You gotta do regular updates on your computer sometimes too. You know, clearing your cookies, etc. Speaking about oil changes, I'm doing a little bit. I think they blocked your IP. If you got that message, you can't view more than 200 models. You might have a temporary IP block. Let me see if I can actually, if it's a website issue or... Let's see, I'm going to Cultist right now to see if they're... Okay, I can go to the website just fine. Yeah, messaging them might be your best route right now. So I could see some kind of automated security feature that would block users after, you know, X amount of model views or download attempts. So besides Mark fighting with Cultist 3D and having his issues, how's everybody in chat doing today? Wait, like a full-size boat? I mean, if it's a full-size boat, that would be a good test for that bigger printer if you ever build it. Or when you finally get it built, sorry. No, I'm actually gonna search it myself on Cultist. Hold on, let me take a look. Oh. Yeah, they have some actual boats on here. This one guy has a whole kayak. You can tell like each part was printed of a different filament because it's it's pretty much a rainbow. Each section is different color. Oh, I'd be so worried about that thing leaking. I would have to probably put a coat of like some kind of sealant on the outside. Oh, I think I see the one you're talking about. The micro boat, a full-size 3D printed modular boat. That is so cool that somebody made a model for that. Like, I wouldn't even think about printing something like that. But yet, here it is, online. Somebody made a model of a mini boat that you can attach a motor to and actually drive around. See, this is the kind of stuff that makes me want to get more printers. Because I have the A1 Mini and the P1S. I can only print so much at a time. Yeah, like, things I don't even think of, just with, you know, my mindset, and I think about things. So a lot of this stuff, I, you know, wouldn't even think about there being a model for this, but it's out there. And like you said, it's amazing and awesome. So I got the P1S with that most recent bamboo sale back in June. I have, I think, 400 to 500 hours on it already. I'm definitely probably going to pass 1,000 hours before the end of the year. Okay, now I'm looking at boats on Cultists. There are some cool Benchy remixes on here. Okay. I'm going to move this one over to this. Let me just get a screen capture of this one going real quick. Hold on. I gotta show this remix. Because this is a really cool remix. Okay. No, that is the wrong capture. And let me just resize this. Now, yeah, this Benchy I have right here, I might need to move it up a little bit. Like, how cool is that Benchy remix? Like, that's just a really cool Benchy remix in my opinion. It reminds me of Jaws. I think it might be the scene from Jaws with a Benchy. Oh yeah, it's a great Benchy, I agree. I might have to print that Benchy later. Mark, see you did here. I'm going down my own rabbit hole of models now. Thanks. RC Benchy. What else do they have here? I'm not even looking for Benchies. This is just like default boats. And, you know, Benchy's a boat, so it's mixed in here too. What else they got in here? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna look just for Benchy. Okay. This one's really cool. It's not per se the Benchy, but that wave machine they designed for the Benchy. Like, that is really cool. Okay, I see how they do it. Huh. It's actually pretty simple, the mechanism they designed for it. But the effect is really cool. Okay, let's take a look at Yacht Benchy. Am I looking at the right one? I'm just on Cultist, so... It doesn't look like a Benchy to me. Maybe this Benchy? That's Benchy shaped. Yeah. It does look... I mean, look at the lines on it and everything. Well, let me click on that again. Yeah, those lines look really good on there. Yeah, it's in the spirit of Benchy for sure. Okay, let's take a look at other Benchies now. Let's see. Oh, okay. I think this one's really cool. It's tank Benchy. It almost looks like something from Warhammer 40K. That is actually a cool Benchy. This would be for more of a... this might be hard to do on a FDM printer. I'm just looking at that level of detail. This looks like a resin print to me. Wait, no, are those layer lines? They might have done this in FDM. Huh. Yeah, I wouldn't even attempt that on FDM. Okay, I might have to print this one. It's amazing. Oh, this has to be one of the most amazing Benchy related prints I've ever seen. Oh wow. Benchius Maximus. Bench Combiner. Oh, I know you are, Mark. Oh, there's that's a cool one too. Uh, I don't care about the rock, Benchy. I've seen so many rocks. The rock's been inputted into so many different 3D prints. What else? Ooh, the best kind of model. Okay, I'm geeking out a little bit to this, Benchy. Not gonna lie. Um, yeah. This Benchy makes me geek out a lot. You know, Mark, now that I'm looking at all these benchies, I could do a whole, like, 20-minute video just on benchies. Oh. I'm gonna spend the next 2 weeks printing benchies now. Oh, you just got a new printer? Are you calibrating it? No, I just really like benchies. Uh, a few weeks ago, I actually printed a, you know, those vortex illusions or impossible pass-throughs. Well, I found one that was a benchy. I printed that. As I like that one. Oh yeah, I mean, like I don't really. I need to start working with some modeling software a little bit more personally. But like, yeah, like designing this stuff, it takes a lot of work and yeah, talented people, lots and lots of talent here. You know, and that's you know the reason. Like, if there's a really high quality model that a designer is charging for, I don't mind spending a few bucks on it every now and again, because I know how much work goes into a model like that. And like all these people actually just put these models out there that they spend all their time designing out on the internet for free is amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with a top 10 Benchy list now, I think. Okay, I just found another cool Benchy. This might be a hard one to print, but it's just too goofy. I love it. Oh, it just it made me laugh a lot. Oh. Like, I don't think I'd attempt to print that one. I just see too many fail points, and for me, I wouldn't feel comfortable printing it, but it is a cool design. Okay, it took me about 10 pages, but I think I'm finally out of the Benchies on Cultists. Yeah, I mean, just when I'm looking at a lot of stuff that has a lot of detail and like that, I'm like, there's physics are involved here, and FDM has certain laws of physics that it has to obey. So anybody that's new in the chat, when I say FDM, it's a type of 3D printer that you see on the screen right now. While Resin, it uses light in like a liquid resin tub, and it prints that way, and you can get a lot finer detail with a Resin 3D printer than the type of 3D printer you see on your screen right now. Now, granted, FDM, what you see right now, can give you really good resolution, but like, if you want the best of the best resolution, that's what Resin's for. And there's obviously some tricks you can do with FDM printing that will help your resolution. Like, if you don't want to see layer lines, one of the coolest things you can do is, if there's texture on the model, layer lines won't really even be a thing. Something common, like some people will use fuzzy skin and no layer lines at all. Yeah, and what Mark just said in chat, yeah, that would do it too. But the issue that I have personally when going smaller layer lines with FDM is your print time increases dramatically. And with Resin, not so much of an issue. I mean, the speed is what it is. And I know some of the newer Resin 3D printers are really fast too. Like, I'm no expert at Resin by any means, but you know, I at least keep up with it a little bit so I know what's going on in that space. But it's really nice. Another cool thing I really like about resin, like you can print the whole build plate or just like a little tiny spot, but no matter how much build plate you take up on your resin printer, it's going to take the same time because how it prints. It's you know, that beam of light that goes up and it locks it locks that resin in place. Like FDM, the more stuff you have in your build plate, the longer it's going to take to print. I probably did a terrible job explaining resin, but if you have any questions, please ask. I'll try my best to answer. I am by no means any kind of authority when it comes to 3D printing. I'm just a guy that likes to print, and I know a few things. You know, one thing I've been thinking about doing, I do have a 0.2 nozzle for my A1 Mini, is just seeing how fine of detail I can get. Like, especially with, since I have the P1S now, I can just, print what I want in there and just let the A1 Mini run for as long as I want it to. So it's something I've been thinking about doing. It'd be a cool experiment to see how fine of detail I can get with that 0.2 nozzle on the A1 Mini. Ooh, that'd be fun to do with a translucent or like a clear PLA too. If I had better ventilation, I'd still get a resin printer. Because some of those clear resins, I see people do like a light wash of paint on the outside to color it, and those effects you can get with painting those resins look really cool too. Yeah, for some reason I really like printing stuff I have to like put together, like with multiple pieces. So something about like having multiple prints and combining them into one thing is oddly satisfying for me. And another thing I've really been into recently for printing, anything with gears. I don't know what it is. The 3D printed gears and gear mechanisms, for some reason, just are amazing to me. Yeah, that's a good point, Mark. Actually assembling it, is part of the fun. I need to get a soldering iron and learn up on some soldering and electrical stuff, because there's so many cool things you can do if you can do that, if you combine that skill set with 3D printing. So I know, like, that pip droid you're working on, Mark, how you're wiring it up and everything, like, that thing's gonna come out amazing when you're done. So being able to add the small electrical components to your 3D prints is really cool too. So much to do and not enough time. Yeah, and personally, I don't have that much experience, like almost none with it, so it'd be a new learning experience for me as well. No, it's learning a new skill set. Honestly, it's never a bad thing to learn a new skill set. Oh yeah, over on LM's Discord. Oh yeah, you definitely have. It's just finding the time to sit down and learn the stuff is, can be challenging at times when you have a million other things you have lined up. But sometimes you just gotta sit down and carve out that time. I've been going live in the vertical format for a while now. I wonder how I'd do if I went live in the regular format. Hmm. I like this format for lives because it's like almost perfect for the print bed. Like when I'm live in this aspect ratio, it fills up the print bed almost perfectly. Yeah, I heard you guys talking about that the other day. Mark, with all the stuff you know with modeling and some of the electronics, you could probably do a whole video course, and it'd probably do pretty well. Yeah, that's why I like this aspect ratio. I think it's good for the printer. At least when I'm just doing close-up print streams like this. Oh, just a second. Wife's calling me. Going on mute. Okay. Just got off the phone with my wife. But yeah, Mark, that would explain why you're so good at helping people out. You have experience teaching. You know, speaking about Makerspace, that's something I really need to look into, is see what kind of groups and communities around where I live. That'd be something I think fun to get into. Yeah, that's a good point you brought up there. I agree with you. You know, what's the thing a lot of people say? I stand on the shoulders of giants. You know, that's why, you know, if you look historically, each generation has been able to improve on, say, tech and science of the previous generation, because the previous generation set a lot of foundational stuff up for them. Oh. Let's put it this way. I'm not young, but I'm not old either, okay? I'm somewhere between young and old. I'll leave it at that. My voice does make it sound like I'm younger than I actually am. Oh. I think that little bit of southern accent you have too, Mark, adds to that. It's more distinguished. Yeah, once this print gets done, we definitely have to look at the quality and see how this new filament formula is doing for Polymaker. Oh no. More stuff to look up? Okay, let me take a look. If this is the one I think it is... hold on. Which one am I looking at here, Mark? Because I might have a print like this already printed on my wall. Hold on. Let me get it down and I'll show you. I will pass on that circle. You're 21 pages deep on that baby Velociraptor. Yeah, that was actually one of my early 3D prints on the A1 Mini. Yeah, there are a lot of cool baby Velociraptors on here, though. Are you talking about like one of the flexy ones? Let me just share this out. Of course, scaling's all weird with this. Let me know if any of the ones that you're thinking of. Is this the one? I do like how it stands up. Those are nice joints on his legs. I do like how it has the eyes printing separate. Like, you can go lower, smaller layer height, Mr. Time. Or if you want to add some texture, you can go with like a fuzzy skin or some kind of texture on the outside. So like a default printing would be like using a 0.2 or 0.4 nozzle as 0.2 layer height. If you like decrease that to like 0.16. Yeah, right, Mark. Like if you decrease your layer height to like 0.16 from 0.2, you'll see that a lot of your layer lines you'll still have them, but they won't be as noticeable. Honestly, like Kira and Orca, you know, I think they're all forked off the same base slicer. I know people use Kira and I know people that use Orca. I don't use either one of them because I use bamboo printers and bamboo slicers all I need. But you know, there's Orca, and there's also Kira, like you're using. I haven't used Prusa Slicer. I think that supports other printers too. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know some people that really like Prusa Slicer too. Does that support other printers, Mark? Yeah. This print right here, or is 3D printing in general? This print's been going for about 2 hours. It's only a 4-hour print. Personally, I've been 3D printing since about last March. Yeah, that's what I thought, Captain. So, like I said, I don't have much experience with anything outside of like bamboo slicer because I really haven't had to use a different slicer. Yeah, like I said, 3D print in general, I started in March with the A1 Mini. Actually, I can tell you the exact time I bought the A1 Mini is when Bamboo knocked the price down, I think, to $250. That's when I started. Like, well, what kind of issues are you having? Have you, are you on the newest firmware update for the Neptune 4? Yeah, Mark pretty much said what I was thinking right there. Well, if it's failing at the top, is it like the print failing over? Or is it like layer shifting? So, first things when it comes to print failures, make sure you have a clean build plate and use a glue stick if you have to, or a brim. You want to make sure that print sticks, and then you can sort things out from there. Also, as Builder Mark said, and I said, make sure you have the newest firmware update on that thing. Yeah, a clean build surface and a purple glue stick work amazing. And I heard for that printer itself, I heard that new firmware update is actually pretty decent. But you know, for me personally, when it comes to printing, almost all of my print failures have been because of bed adhesion issues. Somehow the print, like, 99% of the time, the print bed's a little bit dirty. Your fingers have oils in them, and they will get on your build plate anytime you handle it and take off a print. And those oils, when the filament gets on there, it just doesn't stick right after that. So take some good liquid dish soap, wash your build plate, dry it. Then I would look into getting a cheap purple glue stick. That's the cheap option. And there's some other products out there that help with build plate adhesion. But yes. Have you tried different types of tree supports? Another thing you can mess with, maybe do on a small scale, see it works out for you. I know in Bamboo Slicer, I think it's called, when you go to support settings, it's top Z distance. Default's 0.2 on Bamboo Slicer. If you change that to 0.4, you might have an easier time removing your supports. But I would do a small test print of that first to make sure it's working right. But yeah, as far as your bed issues are going, clean your bed, liquid dish soap. Give it a good, scrub, like nothing really abrasive, just scrub it down, because you don't want the bed getting scratched or anything. Then get yourself a cheap purple glue stick. And Mark hit the nail on the head. If that doesn't work, if you do it in combination with what Mark said, it should help you out a lot. That's why before I mess with anything else, Mark, I make sure the build plate's clean. Because that's my number one failure point. Yeah. Yeah, but make sure, don't be afraid to print with a brim. Brims help a lot with bed adhesion. Don't be afraid to use glue stick. Yeah. And if that doesn't work, those would be the easiest things to probably start out with. And then look into what Builder's Mark just said. That should be able to help you. Excuse me. That should be able to help you even more if that first part doesn't help you out. Yeah, especially for some of those larger machines like the Neptune. That's a good skill set to have. Let's see. In the Neptune 4, I believe that is clipper base for that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Neptune 4 is clipper. Yeah, I get the build sizes confused in my head for the different Neptune models. I know there's 3 models: normal, large, and extra large. Yeah, from everything I hear about the Neptune series, the 3 was a lot better than the 4. I think everything I read about the 4, there seems to be a little more issues with it compared to the 3. I think that because that's when they switch over to Clipper, and I don't know if it just did it too fast, not enough testing, or what happened. And, you know, I've seen some sale prices for the 3s. You can get those really cheap. Like, every now and again, I'll see those 3 Maxes on sale, and I'm tempted to buy them when I ever see them on sale, because they're really cheap when they're on sale. But then I would have to buy, you know, I don't have any place to put it right now. You know, I'd have to, like, buy another table just for the printer. And, you know, explain all that to the wife, you know. You know, if YouTube ever takes off for me, maybe I can write it off as a business expense one day, right? Oh. Oh. So I was doing some filming this morning, and I have to turn my AC off for that. And it took only like 15 minutes with the AC off. For me, it just got sweltering in my house within those 15 minutes. Like, that's one thing I don't like about filming in the summer so far since I started filming stuff. When it's hot outside and I have to turn the AC off for better sound quality, whew, it gets hot fast. Yeah, about 20 minutes into filming, my wife comes in, and she's like, "Can I turn the air back on yet?" I'm like, 5 more minutes. Just give me 5 more minutes of filming, and we can turn the air back on. But I've been trying to do most of my filming early in the morning because it's been so hot out, or like later at night. My favorite is one time I was filming something, and a car alarm goes off my neighbor's, and I'm like, good, probably 5 minutes into talking, I should have just, you know, edited it out a little bit, but I just decided to retake the entire scene. No, yes, I do have air on, but this is a different mic than what I use for filming. So when I'm filming, a lot of times to pick up the ambient sound, I just use whatever defaults on the phone. The mic I have right now is hooked up to my computer, and it's a condenser mic. So if I like go 3 feet away, it barely picks anything up. I gotta be really close to this mic for it to pick anything up. And this mic doesn't do the best, like, especially when I'm interacting with a 3D print. I want to hear those noises with it, especially if there's a lot of clicks, and this mic doesn't do the best picking that up. Because something, like, when you're putting a print together, like if it's multiple pieces, and you click it into place, it's satisfying. Okay, let me take a look at this one. If I can spell Springer right. Ooh. That is a clean print. That's actually on water right now. How many files are in this? It's a decent number of parts you gotta print out, but you could probably print a lot of these out in the same build plate. Again, with any of these prints that have to be on water, I would probably do some kind of sealant coat on them. Ooh. Oh, it's RC. Well, it looks like they have some kind of internals already on this. I'm looking at all the pictures. Okay. I think that goes with it. Hard to tell. That might be something unrelated. Yeah. You know what? For these boats, I wonder how, like, a bottom coating of Flex Seal spray would do. Yeah. I guess it depends how big it is. Well, no. If you used to do clear resin and UV, that'd do it too. Yeah, I mean, that would serve the same purpose as a sealant. Just paint it on there and just cure it real quick with the UV. The Flex Seal would end up with a cool texture, though. And with the Flex Seal, depending on how many coats you do, you could be a little more rough with the print. And that Flex Seal sort of just flake, that's the stuff that get gouged up and not the print itself. Ooh, the corner of the eye is done on this print. Nice. You can actually start to see that it's one of the Deadpool eye covers now. One of the models I seen recently on, I think it was Thingiverse, was actually a model of the solar system, and it actually, with all the gears it had set up with it, it actually moved in the same way that the planets in our solar system moved. And like, it would take a lot of time to print, but I think it would be really cool when it's done. It's something I've been, a future project idea I've been thinking about. I don't know. It has the gears and it has sciencey planets, you know, astronomy stuff. I mean, I love that stuff. I had a short recently. It had counter-rotating windmill blades, and how the gears worked. You have a crankshaft that drive the one propeller. Then it'd have drive another gear at the same time that would go in the opposite end. It would go through the main shaft and drive the other propeller in the opposite direction. It's a simple design, but it's really cool. Like, yeah. Like the simple mechanical prints like that, just I really like. Also, like, when I want to make like a short or a video on something, it does help if there's multiple pieces to the print, so I can bring the audience along with me on the process of how it's built. Ooh, as more and more of these eye patches or these eyes are getting printed, the more I'm liking them. Like, I'm really happy with this the new formula for the Panchroma so far. Go figure. Polymaker's new line called Panchroma, where they're focusing on colors. And what's the first one I get? Black. Oh. But when I was looking at the specs, like, yeah, I agree, Mark. But when I was looking at the specs for the Panchroma and the print speed, like, I'm like, this prints really fast. I'm at least, I have to try it when I bought it. Oh yeah, like one of my favorite things I think I've printed. I made the multi-board to organize all my printer stuff. Like, it's practical. I have all my tools mounted up there. You know, my extra nozzles are up there. Oh, that you got to let me know how that once you get something printed with that Mars. I'm really curious how it looks once it's printed. think my favorite color, I think it's the Comet from the Starlight series. Like, I think it's the one with green. One of the green ones. Or the greenish ones. Out of the current lineup, the next two filaments I think I want to try is probably one of the celestial colors and that satin rainbow. That satin rainbow looks amazing. Yeah, I think that green, I think on the Comet is just real. Like, of all of them, that's probably my favorite one. I was a little disappointed in the Twilight. Wasn't as blue as I thought it was gonna be. It still looks great, but wasn't exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, yep, Meteor. Those, yeah, out of all of them, I think Comet and Meteor are probably my two favorite. That's a good one too. I don't have the Jupiter, so I really can't comment how the Jupiter looks. Yeah, it's over there. I'd have to look at it. I forgot which one it was, but you know what? The green though, actually, now I have one of the prints in my hands right now. The green actually reminds me a little bit of LM Sparkle Green, just a little bit. Oh, do you? That's cool. Yeah, because I know with the rebranding, the Panchroma, the new formula, everything. It seems like they're gonna be coming out with a decent amount of new stuff here in a little bit. Ooh, that's nice. I mean, that's the thing about Polymaker. Everybody I know that's printed with it. I have some friends that use the stuff too. They have not had the bad experience with it, and I think with the color expansion they're doing right now, and the little bit of the rebranding, yeah, global dominance. Like, I think that's one thing Polymaker was lacking is some of the unique colors that you get from some of these other smaller companies. And yeah, I see them with this rebrand. It's gonna be big for them. Well, yeah, you go over their Discord. They have their daily giveaway, and their Discord's always hopping too. Like, I lurk over there. I don't actually say anything. I'm just a big lurker. But no, they're a great company, and they're always, from what I could tell, they're always looking to improve on their product, which, you know, it's pretty impressive. I mean, some companies might have called it in already and be like, yeah, we got this, it works. But no, they actually came up with a new formula for their Polychroma line. That's a lot of R&D. And like I said, I ordered the most uncolorful Panchroma color here in black, but it is printing out amazing right now. Yeah, when I was looking at the print speeds on this, I'm like, I had to order a new black anyways, and I had to try it out. Higher print speeds, new formula. I at least had to try it once to see how it prints. And this was all I'm running right here is the basic bamboo. I think it's still the Polylite profile. I didn't even tweak it or anything. So I could probably try to get in there and push it to its limits, but I haven't. Something I might do later. Do a bunch of the calibration type prints on this new stuff and see how it does. Well, to say the least, I'm excited to see what new colors they're going to be coming up with in the next year. Nice. I'm sure there's a lot they have to do on the business side of things to make sure they can get everything sourced. You know, whatever they're adding to the plastic, you know, is decent. You know, probably a lot of test batches and everything too. It's a process. Especially as big as filament company they are, they gotta make sure they can probably scale whatever colors they do. Well, with the reputation they have, they almost have to do good testing like that, because you know, their name is why people buy the filament. Like, it's a trusted brand, and if they mess something up, that's disastrous for them. It's in their best interest to have good testing. Oh yeah, I've looked over those before. You can get a lot of information about the filaments on just from their website. Like, you go to the filament and they'll have the data pages right there, which is really cool. I know, but the way I'm looking at, like, the current market right now for both filaments and printers, you got companies like Polymaker that are keep pushing the edge of what filament can do. Then you have, a company like Bamboo, which they have their mystery printer coming out. Like, things are going in a really good direction for the industry right now as a whole. Not to mention all the other printers I probably don't even know about that are being worked on behind the scenes. Because you can have the fastest 3D printer in the world, it's not going to do you any good if the filament, can't keep up at those speeds. They go hand in hand. And I think the only thing that's publicly confirmed about the Bamboo printer is it's going to be bigger. I've heard a lot of rumors, but I think they did the AMA a few months ago and they just said bigger. Then you have Creality coming out with their K2 in a few months. I know some of the pre-sales are going to be delivered soon. Then you got a printer like the FL Sun that just came out. Like, that thing is amazingly fast. But if you don't have the right filaments for it, it's junk. You got to have the proper filaments. I was watching some reviews on that new FL Sun, and people are running it with some other filaments, and you could tell with the filaments they were running, that machine was struggling. Like, not the machine, but the filaments were struggling to be extruded fast enough. Like, they just weren't melting fast enough, I think. I agree with you 100% there, Mark. With the success of the X1, the P series, and even the A series, the competition has to keep up with them now. I mean, these companies just can't be making clones of, a bed slinger like they've been for years. They got to innovate somehow. What printer did I see? It's a commercial printer. The new Vision Miner printer. That the bed plate actually tilts. If that could come out on a consumer level, that would be so game changing at like an affordable consumer level price. Imagine never really having to worry about overhangs again because of something like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if a tilting bed plate actually came out for consumer level FDM printers that, like, combined the Prusa XL's multi-tool head with a tilting bed, oh my, and like say 350 build plate, it would be the perfect printer. Yeah, I think that'd be my perfect printer. Oh, the types of geometries you could do with a tilting bed plate, just yeah, it opens up a whole lot to the consumer level. And I don't think Bamboo is just gonna sit around and just make their printer bigger. I think because of how much they innovated with their current lineup, I think we're gonna see something really cool out of them. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know anything except for what was confirmed in the AMA. But I just my gut's telling me they're gonna have something really cool coming out with their next printer. Oh yeah, I'm a lot of people are. I think, Mark. Then if they do something like they did with the X and the P series, where initially they'll come out with a new flagship, all the bells and whistles, and if the next one after that is like a stripped down version, which still does a really good job, but doesn't have quite everything, I think that right there, whatever the next P series would be, like that's built off that flagship, that's gonna be a sweet spot for a lot of people. Just stash away $10 every paycheck, or every week, stash away $10. You'll be fine. I mean, should have probably started last year, but gotta have that printer fun. If I had a good space for it, I probably would have pulled the trigger on the FL Sun, the new one. That thing's way too loud and way too big for me. If I could put it in a garage or something, I think I would have bought it. Oh, speaking about big printers, did you see what Joel from 3D Printing Nerd did with his Orange Giga? How he upgraded it? Hey there, Harley. Oh, he did a lot of upgrades with the toolhead. He renamed it. I forgot what he named it to. Something Terra, I think he renamed it jokingly. But, because I know he had some issues initially with the Orange Giga. And, yeah, by the sounds of it, he got that thing working and did some upgrades, and it looks like it's really printing well for him. Yeah, because he printed that, one of those big, twisty impossible pass-throughs on it. I think it said it took them like a week to print. Yeah. I don't think he's came out with a video yet for that, but he did, like, he mentioned it in that video, the upgrades he did. I think he might have a future video still coming out for that. But no, he's done some work on it. And it looks like it's printing really good now. Dude, he has some of his latest videos. Like he's been getting to go places and meet people. Like some of his interviews he's been doing have been really cool. Oh, that's funny. I'm not sure. How many are you trying to buy and what's the price? I mean, everything's been raising in price the past few years, so I'm gonna guess yes. Yeah, normally when you buy more, the price does drop. So I just got a really close-up view of this print. So it has a leather texture on it, and looking at it with the combination of this filament and this awesome model, it actually looks like a leather. Like, it's really impressive. Like, with a combination of this new filament from Polymaker and this amazing model, yeah, this is coming out really good. Yeah, it looks like black leather on there. I'm really impressed. And this is at 0.2 layer height. What size magnets are you going for? Because I just picked up some 8x2s. I want to say... Let me see how many I ordered. I ordered 250 8x2s for 13. Not sure the strength of these ones, but supposedly they're neodymium. yeah, I had to order. I didn't have enough of them for this mask because how everything goes together is I glue magnets in and they all snap. All the pieces just snap in, and it's modular. Which is another reason I decided to go with this model, is because all the different modular pieces in it, I can swap out. Like these eyes, I only need to print one set of eyes, and if I wanted to reprint the rest of the face mask in red, I have a Deadpool helmet. The lower jaw, I have the normal jaw, or I have like zombified Deadpool jaw. So that's another reason I bought this model. It's just all the options. Like, I'm really impressed with this DO3D model. And I don't think I have enough red filament to do it in Deadpool colors, so I might have to buy some more red filament. Actually, ooh, you know what? If I can get them to line up right, that Polymaker Rainbow Satin might be really cool for a Deadpool helmet. That seems a little expensive. Is that 165 or 16.5? Decimal points matter. Yeah, that would be 30 cents, 33 cents per. Yeah, like, how many do you need right now? And do you foresee future projects using the same size magnets? I mean, you're getting the. Yeah, that's why it's like 165 seems a little pricey. But I guess my question is, what's the strength difference? Like, are the ones for 165 gonna be a lot stronger in the magnetic force? Because with a lot of the Amazon listings, you really gotta read the fine details. If they have the fine details. Honestly, for the price difference though, it might just be worth trying out the Amazon ones first to see if they'll do your job for you. That's a pretty hefty price difference. Worst case scenario, you're out like 12 bucks. Unless you need M52 for something. Like, I mean, I bought some cheap ones the other day, and I'm playing with them right now. They seem decently strong. So I bought a 250 pack of 8x2s. They seem like they're strong. Yeah, if you can actually get the strength for them, that'd be at least clear up your questions a little bit. Because that's my issue with Amazon. Some of the postings for stuff is like vague, and I think they'll do that on purpose. Oh, when I buy stuff off eBay, I do that. What was it? A few years ago, a deer hit my wife in our. We had a Ford Escape, and it knocked off the mirror. Mind you, the deer hit the car. My wife didn't hit the deer. And I had some questions about some of the side mirrors they had on sale there, and able to get back to me pretty fast and help me out. And the cool thing about that is the mirror I bought. I wanted to make sure it was the color match for our vehicle. That way I wouldn't have to worry about painting or mismatched colors. And yeah, seller got back to me really quick and answered all my questions. Well, you know, it doesn't help with like urban areas that still have a little bit of forests around them, where let's be honest, there's not much hunting pressure. Um, Deer can easily start to overpopulate areas like that. Like, not 100% urban, but not quite suburban. I mean, especially like in locations here in the U.S. where like the wolf population has been eradicated. Like, there's not many natural predators of deer for certain parts of the United States anymore. Oh, what? For 2 extra millimeters. Wow. That is a price jump. Yeah, I mean, the only thing we really have around where I live is coyotes now. We get the occasional black bear sighting, but I think coyotes are everywhere. Actually, got a story about coyotes. Actually, in my neighborhood, we have a little bit of a feral cat problem, and let's just say the coyotes have been coming around for them. I'll leave it at that. A bobcat might go after a fawn, but again, where I'm at, because I'm in Michigan, you don't start seeing those till you get north. I know we have like um below the bridge you'll have coyotes mostly, with the occasional bobcat or black bear. You get north of the bridge into the upper peninsula, you start seeing wolves. And one thing I have noticed with that, with the hunting regulations, the bag, like there's more stricter regulations up in the upper peninsula of Michigan because the wolves are help keeping the deer population in check. But you know, having woofs around's a whole other bag of worms. So it's a complex uh, situation. Granted, like the population in the Upper Peninsula is like a fraction of the rest of Michigan too. So yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. You don't deal with armadillos. Okay, here's the real question for you: are armadillos even edible? Like, I don't know. Do you have the feral pig problem in your area? I know down south that's a little bit bigger of an issue. Because I can see like them rooting around causing issues for cattle. Oh, I didn't know they did. Huh. Feral hogs, you know, pigs, wild pigs. Like I know I see stuff or hear stuff out in Texas. Oh, okay. And like I know in Texas they're an issue. Yeah. Be a good source of lean meat. Like it. I guess I'm a big proponent of like for the invasive animals. Like if we can somehow get some kind of use out of them, why eliminating them at the same time, we should. Like the Asian carp that are like all throughout the Mississippi River. There has to be. I mean, I know people are trying to sell them. Sometimes they turn them into dog food or whatever. Like, but they're trying to have some kind of financial gain from them. So. Oh. Man, you broke me, Mark. You broke me. Oh. Yeah, I think over. I might be wrong in this, but I think like they're really overfished over there. Like it's a good like a food staple over there. Hey Ash, what's up? Mark was just telling me 100 ways to cook armadillo. Oh, I've seen some of the stuff how they harvest those Asian carp, and it's crazy. Yeah, so get this, Ash. So Polymaker comes out with a new line of filament, right? The Panchroma line. What color do I order to try out first? Black. It's printing great though. Like they have all these cool new colors, and I order black. I needed more black. I was getting really low, and for this Poolverine helmet I'm working on, I needed black for the ears and for the faceplate here, or the eye covers. And plus, when I was looking at the print speeds for it, it was the new formula seems to print really fast. And I'm like, let's try it out. When timing and need cross, that's what happened. Well, I wanted to try the new formula at least once, see how it was. Yeah, I don't know if it really picks up on the stream here, but so this model actually has like a leather texture built in, but with this filament and this model itself, it actually looks like real leather with this filament. Like, it's with the combination of this filament and the model, this is actually coming out really good. Are you working on like the lower half face mask you've made before? Oh, cool. Yeah, this Poolverine model I'm printing out right now. I ended up getting it through, I bought it on DL3D. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with all the files and all the modularity that this model has. I'm blaming Ash. Oh. Oh, Ash, have I showed you the mod I made for the LED strip with the low profile riser for the P1S? Yeah, I always have it going. uh Let me show you the low profile riser I have my LED strip hook up to. Yeah, that's my riser. And I need to readjust that tripod just a second. Yeah, I have it saved to some collection, that riser, somewhere. I'll send it to you. Yeah, I'm just using OBS, running this through my computer. That way I can have like my desktop mic hooked up, and that's what I'm talking through right now. And the good thing about the desktop mic is it's a condenser mic, so I don't really get too much background noise like my printer. Oh, I'm just running off a webcam, so not really the biggest issue for me not having something like that. One of these days I'll upgrade to a fancy camera, but right now what I'm using works. But no, that riser definitely increases the lights. I just have like a natural lighting LED strip right now, but you could put like an RGB one there. You can do a bunch of stuff that, if you want to do something cool like that. Because I think we both know the default lighting on the P1S isn't the best. And the cool thing I like about this riser is it has a hole in the back before you can get a LED strip that plugs into the wall. So you don't have to mess with any wiring with the printer. I didn't want to mess with any wiring with the printer. So the LED strip, it goes around, has a little space to go around the top, and out the back, it goes out a little hole where it plugs into the wall. Hey Ash, I sent you the link to that file for that riser I'm using. Actually, in case anybody else is interested in it, where's it at? Is this the right one? Yeah, this is the riser I'm using right here. And these are some makes on Printables of other people that have the same riser. I like it. It's pretty cool. It has these little flip switches right here. We can have ventilation out the top if you want. The AMS sits on top of it. I didn't want a big bulking one on mine. I just wanted something for extra LED lights. And this is the one I went with. Like, people, you see them up there. It's just an LED strip. And it rises everything up a little bit. Here's somebody that made it. No, if you look at this picture right here, on top there, I'm not capturing my mouse, but there's a TPU gasket that goes on top of the print, and that's where the glass sits. So, no, I don't really like the big ones that lift the riser. This one was a, day's worth of printing, not like multiple days, so. And I like the little flaps, like right in this picture right here, the blue. They flap open for more ventilation, and if you want to keep the heat in, you push them up. So that's somebody with X1 carbon. This fits the X1 or the P series. So, and here actually, this is why I went with this one. You see the cable of the LED strip running out the back? Yep. And mine goes right to the wall. Honestly, I've ordered one huge roll, one kilogram roll of TPU. And that's probably all I'm gonna need for a while. I've used that on a few projects. But yeah, I just make sure I dry it out before I use it every time. Honestly, I've needed the dryer on a few occasions now. The TPU and some PETG. It's really helped me out. But there's more than one way to dry filament. Well, if you order a large roll of TPU, there's plenty of models out there for miscellaneous shoes that are printed out of TPU. I'm an A1 Mini. I printed some for my daughter. She loved them. I got like a little tiny roll of rainbow TPU. Oh, she loved those things. I haven't been keeping up with it. Is there some good dragons in there? Ooh, I see what you mean, Mark. I haven't done a Monday make in a hot minute either, so I'm guilty. Yeah, I'm back at it again. This time I'm printing the eyes for my Deadpool Wolverine mashup mask that I'm printing. What cam? I'm just using the Logitech 920 webcam. I think since I installed the LED light strip with the AMS riser mark, it's definitely helped the quality of the stream, adding the extra lighting. Oh yeah, doors open on the printer. It's PLA, so it needs the extra cooling with the door open anyways. See, the issue with enclosed printers, if you have everything closed and you're printing PLA, it leads to an issue called heat creep, which could lead to a jam. Because all that heat gets trapped within inside the enclosed printers, and the filament could start melting before it actually reaches the nozzle where the heat is, and it will clog higher up there. I'm just being careful. You know, Bamboo says to keep the door open on with PLA prints, so I'm keeping the door open. Oh, Mark. You got me laughing pretty hard today. Is that the first time you've got me going? Oh. 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 Yeah, once this print gets done, I'm gonna let it cool for a few minutes, and I'll show you guys a close-up of how good this stuff actually turned out. Because I don't think the stream is doing justice of how well this print's turning out. I don't even know what those are, Mark. So that's gonna be a no. Unless there's something to help unclog a jam. Or that's what I can think of. I know on the A1 Mini, I had some bed adhesion issues. I stepped away for a second. Oh, for that? No, never used them. But I was saying is, on the A1 Mini, I had a bed adhesion issue once, and um, I had a little bit of an issue. I forgot why I had the issue. I think it was a dirty build plate. Anyways, it led to a little ball of death on the A1 Mini, and I was trying to unclog it with the pin that comes with the printer, and I just ended up having to do a nozzle swap. Oh wow, I just realized this print's almost done. I almost have the Deadpool eye covering done. Nice. Oh, that's funny. So for everybody that's just joined recently, I'm working on a project where I'm printing a Poolverine helmet, pretty much a Deadpool X Wolverine combo helmet. And these are the eyes, obviously. Uh, Most of the helmet's gonna be in like a yellow Wolverine color, but it's like a Deadpool style, but also have the ears of Wolverine. Um, I found it's a DO3D model. And the model I bought, I'm really impressed with because it's really modular and I can swap things out really easily. No, like the combination of this model and this filament is the chef's kiss right now. Yeah, it's a bamboo P1S. I know I've said this like a million times on stream already, but like I'm so happy of how this is coming out right now. Like I was not expecting this to come out this nice. That's a good question. Why is it named bamboo? Um, I'm sure there's a story behind it, but I have no clue why they call it. The company calls themselves bamboo. But I do know they make really good printers. You know, that wouldn't be that hard. I could do that in I could just do that in the slicer too. Just add text to the top of the helmet and reprint it. I need to get with my nephew. He is actually by trade, he does graphic design. I need to work with him to get some of that stuff sorted out. Logos and banners and all that fun stuff. Ooh, that's actually a really cool idea, Mark. So, what would be the rules of this game? Like, would it be like a playing like? Could you play with them, or would they just be collectibles? You can do whatever you want in your live stream there. Yeah, because I was thinking something like a game. Oh. I mean, look at Pokemon cards, for example. Some people play, but other people just collect the cards for the artwork. So I guess you could have it both ways. Yeah, yeah. My nephew's a graphic design artist by trade, so. Oh, I would pay him. It's not like I wouldn't pay him or anything. Well, it depends what you want to do with your printer there. Like, K1 Max is good because it has the extra build volume. I think the K1C is a little bit more newer tech. Might be the same tech as the K1. I'm not exactly sure. But the K1 Max has a huge build plate. So if you want to print big things, I'd go with the Max. If those are the two you're going for. You know, Mark, you could have cards for each of their big social media personalities too, like Nicholas and everybody, and Nightcore. Yeah, I have to agree with Mark. If those are your two options, you won't be disappointed with a bigger print bed. No, what I am printing is a Deadpool face mask. And these are the eyes for it. I mean, if that's something you're looking for in a printer, I mean, there's definitely printers out there for you. Like, if for me, it's not the biggest deal to have like an AI camera type stuff. Um, Another option for you is you could wait till the K2, the new Creality K2 comes out. I think that's gonna have all the bells and whistles in it too, if you really want to get a Creality. Well, Mark, if you're gonna have 3D printing general, you know who else needs to be on there too, then, don't you? LM would do his own card. Yeah, I mean, if you can live without the AI camera, the K1 Max is a great machine. But if you have to have the AI camera, I'm not sure all the printers that have it, so I really couldn't say too much about that. Sorry. I'm gonna let this cool off for a few minutes. Um, I'll take off the build plate then, and I want to show you guys a close up of this because I am really impressed with the quality of this print. I mean, for the price of the K1 Max, um, that's a, you can get a P1S, I think, around the same price. But P1S doesn't have. If you're looking for an AI camera, P1S does not have that. I think you're mostly gonna be finding those AI cameras on the higher end models. Now, I guess my question is, do you need an enclosed printer? Because if you don't need an enclosed printer and you can, in a bed slinger, will meet all your needs, I like the Ender 3 V3 Plus, big print volume, but it's not enclosed, so that is gonna be a drawback. That's a good printer too. The Bamboo 1A1, same size print bed as the P1P here, but the A1 is it's a bed slinger, but it's cheaper though. You get very similar print quality. Very similar print speeds. It's just you're not gonna have that enclosure to print some of the different types of filaments that you need enclosures for. Oh, okay. I see why you might need some more advanced features there for a printer. Gonna give this a little bit more time to cool down, and I will show off how good this print quality is on these face plates here. Let me turn this overlay off. Where's it at? I can turn that off, and nope, I want that one. Where is this? Where are you at in OBS? Right there. There we go. And if you're like Mark was saying, saving up and keep your eyes out for sales. These printers, there's always sales going on for it. I have not tried any kind of nylons yet. I do want to try eventually. I do have to upgrade to hardened gears and for that to work, because I pretty much, besides like the AMS riser I printed on this thing, all the hardware on this machine for me is still stock. I haven't done any kind of upgrades to it. So, but I do want to start printing some cool stuff like that, just to play around with it. Yeah, there's a lot of giveaways out there. I know Coraldio had a lot of giveaways going when their initial launch or announcement of the K2 Max happened. They gave away a bunch of Enders. I think maybe even a K1C or K1X or 2? No, it's K1C, yeah. And there's a lot of bigger streamers that do giveaways every now and again as well. So make sure you're following the Discords, following some of the bigger streamers that do giveaways, because a lot of these streamers, they're sponsored by these companies, and they get printers for giveaways, regularly. Not that often, but you'll see them announce it. They'll tweet something out. Maybe if they have a Discord, they'll put it in there. So there's always a lot of options for giveaways and stuff as well. What kind of filament were you printing in there, Ash? Was it like sparkly or something? Or just a random clog happen for you? I'm going to check see how hot that build plate is real quick. And I will, if it's cool off enough, I'll pop this off and I'll show everybody how the detail in this print. Yeah, that came out really nice. I need to take some of the supports off the back still, but like with the model and that new Panchroma black, it was a perfect combo for this print for me. So yeah, I'm extremely happy with this. But I am gonna be ending this stream for right now. I might stream later tonight. I don't know yet. I got some run around I gotta do. But thank you everybody for stopping by. Nice talking with everybody. And hopefully I'll catch some of you in the next stream. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Mark. Bye, guys.